I'm Tyler.
I'm Shorty.
I'm Ava.
And welcome
to the Inner Idiot.
This podcast contains graphic language, violence, and other things that you probably should not let your children listen to. Please enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, and everything in between, you hear us. So you know what time it is. Put your ugly kids to bed, and remember, adoption is an option. If you have a deuce, set it loose without fear. Fearlessly, some would say.
With ferocity.
With veracity. That's right. I am your host, the bald, the beautiful, the brash, and most oftentimes bastardly, MC Tyler Havlin. That's right. I am now an MC. I had to give myself a title. Everybody else has a goddamn title. I needed one. And it ain't wet from sweat and I ain't done yet. Let me introduce Mark.
No. 2 claps and a Ric Flair for Tyler Havlin.
Woo! Wow, I like it. All right, now, without further ado, let me introduce my co-host for the day. He's the Lord that's never bored, the commander of the comic books. He's still got a shirt on.
It's coming off.
I think he's working on it. Lord Shorty Fresh in the flesh. 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo!
Oh my God.
Look, I took out the kitties and titties for you.
Hey,
and
man, I
licking,
appreciate that.
Busting nuts.
Listen, if I'm going to be father, the father of this cherish, by golly, I better not be doing this. Doing that, I should say.
Well, you know. Now,
do you understand that reference? The father of the cherish?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
So now
You don't get it? No. Really? So like a cherish is like a typically like an old abbey or like church, like a smaller church, and the father, the priest, the father of the cherish. Yeah. Gotcha.
Lord.
The Lord.
All right. Now, without further ado, he is Miss Ava B's stand-in.
He's
you
Big
said
Ava.
it. Yeah, he is our residential redhead. He's a Jedi in the streets and a Sith in the sheets. If you got a pap, he'll smear it. Dr Myles 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
Woo! I like it.
Yeah, the pap and the schmear parts, man. You're setting this really odd precedence for me.
There ain't a pap he won't smear. I love it.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until she comes up like, hey, do you take this? Fucking insurance card.
Insurance money's where it's at, I'm telling you. The day that we get emotional support dick covered by insurance, we are set for life. I'm telling you.
Trademark pending.
So how was your day, Miles? How was your week?
It's been all right. Work, home, school for the kids.
Any naps at work this week?
Nah.
No naps?
Eels.
Big eels.
Big eels.
I just want to know why they teach us to nap in kindergarten and then they just rip it away from us. It's fucking garbage.
Well, it's more important for children at that age range to sleep more.
I am a child, damn it.
Well, come to find out, there's some articles about that. They're talking about, like, humans are split into 2 distinct groups for sleep on purpose. We have people who can wake up super early and function during the day. Mm-hmm. Then you have the people like me and you specifically who can stay up all night with no issue. Mm-hmm. Most of that's survival tactics. We sleep during the day while the day walkers are up. Day walkers go to bed. The night walkers are up to, watch over the, tribe or whatever you want to call it during that time. We're no longer a tribal society, so now we all have to conform to fucking day people.
Bullshit. I don't like it.
It's trash.
I just want one of you night walkers to watch me sleep and just ever so gently pat my head and be like, it's okay, young child. Like, I just feel like that would be...
What an odd thing to ask for.
I know, but I would feel much safer knowing one of you were standing over top of me patting my head.
I'm just going to stand in the corner of your bedroom and rub a knife against my face.
Hey, as long as that scares away any would-be intruders, we're good.
Hey, can you imagine the guy breaking in like, yeah, let's rob this bit.
Who is this bearded man with a knife?
Out.
How's it going? Why are you here?
Today's top 5 is top 5 things or people that we don't trust? Shorty, you want to kick it off?
Sure. I guess number 5, right off the rip, any fucking politician. It doesn't matter. I don't care who they are and what level, doesn't matter. Like city, county, state, county mayor, yeah, whatever. Fucking, I don't care where you're at in this fucking judicial system, but you're probably a piece of shit.
A piecel?
A piece of shit.
I like that. Piecel shit.
Yeah, it's like parcel. Parcel and piece. Let's see. Number 4, and this is going to sound weird coming from a guy who spent most of his life in church, but just about any church person. Like, most of them are pieces of garbage. Like, I say most. There are the rare few that are, like, good people and shit like that. I know several of them personally. They are good people. And I know every church has good people, but not a lot of them. Like, televangelists, fuck those guys. Those
They're
guys
so
are
weird.
Dude, they're creeps. They're fucking creeps and they're crooks and they're all pieces of shit.
How can you think this person that you're sending all your fucking money to is doing good with it? If you're sending them all your money and all these other people, why the fuck do they need your money still?
Right.
They need bigger houses, man.
I fucking guess.
Yeah, the Lord wants me to look good. That's why I wear this suit. That's what one of them said. And I was like, fuck you, you piece of shit. Like, nah. Oh, God.
That's why you got to convert to idiotism, people. We're not asking for all your money. If you want to tithe to us, you tithe 0.01%. Send us a penny and we're good.
Yeah, it'll add up eventually.
Yeah. We're not
let's
solving
see.
world hunger either. We're just solving my hunger. I'm a big man. It takes a lot to feed me.
Number 3, mechanics. When you take your fucking car in, motherfuckers try to fuck you every which way.
Yeah.
I ain't here about it. Hey man, I want my tires aligned. All right, cool. So your fucking spark plugs, your fucking headlights, your fucking
Goddamn muffler bearings.
your muffler bearings, your fucking turn signal fluid, like all that shit's, it's out of whack. It's gonna be $5,000. What? Fuck you.
I had plumbers to that too, man. Plumbers, they'll want to do some unnecessary shit to get you fixed.
I had an electrician threaten to sue me because I called him and asked him to install something in one of my old houses. And he came in, installed it, and then did a bunch of extra work that I was unaware of, and then tried to charge me for it. And I was like, no. And he was like, well, we're going to sue you for no payment. I was like, I don't give a shit. You're not getting paid. I was like, you guys quoted me, $250 to do this job. Now you're coming in here and did all this extra shit that no one asked you to fucking do. And now you're going to charge me $800? Nah, fuck you, guy. I was like, here's your $250. Piss off. Yeah, so a fair amount of tradesmen. So mechanics, plumbers.
Fair. That tracks.
Yeah, electricians. Let's see. Number 2. Oh, God. Let's think. Who do I not trust? Just about any bitch's body count. So, just, nah. You lying. And you know what? Let's not throw the women under the bus. A fair amount of men's body count too. Like,
this is true.
Yeah, you're probably lying.
I've seen you. You probably ain't getting laid, brother.
Yeah. I don't want to go that far, but the 15 women that he says he slept with are just 3 women with multiple personalities. Like it doesn't add up that way, guy.
New personality, new person. I say we count it.
Nah. Listen, just because Stacy want to act like fucking Jessica today, it ain't happening.
Damn Stacy's.
Fucking really more Jessicas, dude. Jessica's like, seriously, think about it. Like, how many Jessicas do you know?
Quite a few.
All right, how many of them are sluts?
Okay, point taken.
Quite a few.
I know 2 Stacys. Both of them are very good people.
Yeah, Stacy kind of gives off I work at a bank vibe.
Word.
Jessica gives off I work at the corner of the bank vibe. So.
Right. And number 1, most importantly, and this only applies like in a relationship for me, but girls who won't fart in front of me, I do not trust. Especially if we're dating, I can't. Nah.
And there's a fun story to go with.
There is a fun story for this. I don't know if you've heard this story.
Not that I recall.
We talked about this. What was it? At Zach's house?
Yes, at Friendsgiving.
Yeah, Friendsgiving, and we were But yeah, so me and my ex-girlfriend were sitting at the house, and we had, at this point in time, we'd been dating for probably 6-7 months at this point, and we weren't living together yet, but we were at her house, and we were hanging out, and earlier that day, we had the discussion about how I asked her if she trusted me, and she said yes. And later that day, she asked me if I trusted her, and I said no. She was like, what? How do you not trust me? And I was like, because you've never farted in front of me. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, you've never farted in front of me, and you've told me this. Therefore, I don't even know if that's the truth or a lie. But I've never heard it. I've never smelled it. Therefore, I do not trust you. So a couple of days later, we're sitting in the fucking house, and we're chilling, and I got my headphones on. I'm playing games with the boys, and she throws something at me. I turn around. I take my headphones off. I'm like, what's up, babe? She goes, I farted. I was like, no, you fucking didn't. She goes, uh-huh, and it smells bad. I literally threw my fucking headphones off my head, jumped across the room. I threw her legs up in the fucking air and shoved my nose into her asshole and just hard as fuck. And I gagged for fucking 5 minutes. I was fucking dead. And she's like, I can't believe you just did that. I was like, ugh, who does that? And she's like, you fucking idiot. Why did you do that? You didn't trust me. I was like, of course I didn't. I couldn't.
You didn't hear it, so you had to make sure it was there.
Yeah, I had
Proof
to.
of life for the fart.
And I mean, dude, it was fucking funny. It was so great. And anybody listening to this, my ex-girlfriend at the time, and the one I'm referred to as Sam, I do not care. She'll fucking validate this story, dude. I swear to God. Fucking, honestly, one of my favorite memories of dating her. True fucking story.
I mean, honestly, if somebody doesn't fart around you, it's like, what are they hiding?
That's what I'm saying.
Is your soul that dead? Are your guts that messed up that you don't want the world to see?
I don't know if I want to go that far, but like, if you're not willing to expose yourself like that,
You gotta choose your words, man.
I'm saying this. Like, if you're not willing to expose yourself to your significant other and fart in front of them, like, you're hiding something else, and I'm not here for it. Like, whose other dick are you sucking?
That doesn't even fit.
Whose house are you farting at? All right, Miles, you're up. What's your top 5, bro?
Top 5 for me. Anything marked as free, because it's never free. There's always some little catch or caveat or detail they leave out. Causes a big headache.
Okay. Yeah.
Then we got gas station sushi.
Oh, fucking true story, bro.
Is that a thing? I've never actually seen gas stations.
Except for in Japan.
Yeah, except Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few places I've been to or have seen that have sushi sitting there. It looks okay. I can't
It
bring
probably
myself-
tastes okay.
But it's not okay.
It's not
yeah,
okay.
It
can't be.
coming out.
I mean,
It can't be.
Can you even trust a gas station hot dog? Especially
Well,
this day and age.
all hot dogs are beaks, lips, and assholes, so they're all the same.
It's, bologna but smaller.
Next up is a fast-talking car salesman. They're nice people, but I remember trying to buy my first round of cars, and I get some 53-year-old big Tex white guy. This is my favorite car. I drove it for 15 years, back and forth. I'm like,
Sir, this is
No.
a brand new model. How did you
Yeah.
drive it for 15 years?
it's a 2016, and we're in 2017. How? The numbers, they don't add up. You can't trust them. They're fun. Don't trust them. Most forms of the news,
Yeah, accurate as fuck.
some of it you can listen to and like, oh, okay, interesting, But then you had like some actual news stories, and it's all the same bullshit again and again. I'm like, how many times are you gonna tell me the same story?
And we've seen it a lot lately. It's been really prevalent where you could take the same story and put a good spin on it or a bad spin on it. And
Yeah.
depending on the headline, that's going to be how you view it. You can tell the meat of the story the exact same way. But depending on how you headline it is how you're going to view
Oh
it.
yeah, it dictates your thoughts going into it.
Yeah.
Right.
You have mass shooting at movie theater. Store.
What's the movie, first of all? Let's decide if this is a good mass shooting or a bad mass shooting.
Batman, because that actually happened.
Yeah, that's No, you don't want to shoot up a bunch of Batman fans.
No, but if you title it mass shooting at local theater, oh my God, that's awful. Then you have, this is just on the news, that fucking Kyle kid.
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Something like that, yeah.
I've heard of this story, but I have no idea.
I'm not sure of the whole story. I know he had shot a few people during a protest, whatever.
I think they were all fucked. Kyle was dumb. The people that got shot were dumb.
It's all stupid.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
But if you look at how they've titled it, they're making him out to be this godly little kid who defended himself.
No, he's a little fucking waffle.
Then you look at some of the other articles, and he's just this teenage terrorist tearing up the place. Alliteration. I like it. And my final one, this one is mostly pertains to being in a relationship, but whenever your partner says you don't have to worry about XYZ, the moment they're like, yo, you don't have to worry about him, or you don't have to worry about this, I don't trust it, and I'm going to start worrying.
Sure.
Tell me what to be upset about.
Yeah.
Tell me I live my
And see, like, I would say necessarily, like, that's not necessarily a trust thing with that significant person.
No,
like
it's that sentence. I don't trust that sentence.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't either, because at that point they're dismissing how you feel about it.
Yes.
If they're like, why are you worried? Or what can I do to help the situation? That's when it's all right. But the moment they just gaslight you and they're like, you don't have to worry about this. Like, that's when it becomes a problem. And that's when there's no trust in
We're
it.
becoming a very progressive podcast.
It happens.
Continue.
We're growing.
That's it for my top
Oh,
5.
that's right. Well, you say we're becoming a very progressive podcast, and then we get to my top 5.
Ruined.
Stone Age.
One step forward, 2 steps backwards.
Cavemen.
Here's my list. First thing you cannot trust is a Parkinson's patient as your Jenga partner. I'm a goddamn winner. Okay?
As your Jenga partner?
Yeah.
What an odd scenario. But continue.
Like, I like to win, and if I got a motherfucker on my team that's got Parkinson's, like, you ain't on my team, dog. I don't trust you to fuck this up.
I didn't know Jenga was a team sport.
Well, if it was a team
I didn't realize
sport,
it was a sport.
if it was a team game, that's it.
Competitive Jenga.
Yeah. The next thing is people that own chihuahuas. And here's why. All right? Have you ever seen a cute chihuahua or a loving chihuahua? No, you haven't. Don't answer the question because I got the answer for you.
Oh.
They don't exist. Chihuahuas are the devil. And if you say you like them, you're lying to yourself and everybody else. And you cannot be trusted.
Golly.
I mean, that one that tries to give me tacos, that one's pretty cool. I like
that one's
him.
also dead.
Well, that's also Taco Bell. Do you trust Taco Bell?
No.
Okay. Point taken. All right. Fucking chihuahuas. I hate chihuahuas. Like, if you're ever feeling down on yourself, date somebody that has a chihuahua because obviously they don't give a fuck about looks. That's all I'm saying. You're like, oh, I'm
Isn't
ugly.
the ugliest dog like a chihuahua? Like,
It probably is. Look, I got bit by a chihuahua once on my thumb.
no.
And my,
This is where it stems from.
and my thumb fucking swelled up, turned green and purple. It looked like I was fucking had a Joker finger puppet for fucking 2 weeks. Like, just green and purple. This motherfucker was an alien. I am convinced. All right. But I digress. Let me calm down. Shit. I worked up there.
He's so
for a minute.
angry.
Next on my list is my kids when they say they're hungry. And here's why. Because, oh, you're hungry. What do you want? You want a sandwich? You want some lasagna? You want, like...
So now I got another one for my list.
What do you want for dinner? Oh, I just want ice cream. Oh, I just want candy. I just want a sucker. I just want your soul. I just want chocolate. like none of those things are a meal. You're not hungry. You just want something sweet other than my soul that you already have because you've ate it already. But wow, this turned into a dark list. Okay.
No, I mean, I'm right there with you on that one. I can't tell you how many times a little girl runs up to me, Daddy, I'm hungry. Cool. What do you want me to, make? Well, I don't know. Well, let's go take a look. I'll run through the options. Noodles, no. Grilled cheese, no. Sandwich, no. What do you want?
Ice cream, Dad.
It's not even ice cream.
No.
Like, she's just like, I don't know, but I'm hungry and you need to feed me.
See, when my kids say they're hungry, they're not hungry. They just want a snack.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when they're actually hungry, they won't say shit. Not a damn thing. They'll just get cranky and grumpy.
Then you put food out and they eat it.
And they're fine. But then they're like, oh, I want ice cream. I have to say I'm hungry.
That was my trick from my ex-girlfriend, dude. True story. She started to get upset and shit. I was like, baby, you want to go get some food? She'd be like, whatever. We get in the car. She'd be eating. And then as soon as she starts eating, she starts dancing. Boom. Easy fix.
Right? Just feed them.
Yeah.
It's very,
I think that's your biggest problem is you have girls, like all girls. You know what I'm saying? Like both your kids are girls. So like that's the struggle bus.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it is. It's so
little
hard.
boys, like at least in my experience, like out of the 12 nieces and nephews I got, you know, like half of them are boys, and they all like, yo, I'm hungry, feed me. And the girls are like, I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, why are
Then
you so
put-
mad?
Then you put a pizza in front of them, and then there's no pizza for you. All right, so
Waka
my next
waka.
one is shower farts. Now, I'm not a shower fart. So I'm not a perfect man, okay? And a lot of times when I'm giving good advice, I follow that advice. You know, you know, you get good advice, you got to follow it, right? So let's circle back to me not being a perfect man. I'm in the shower the other day, okay? And I know deep down in my core, you do not fart in the shower. Somebody wise had once told me this, okay? But what do you know? I let out the biggest fucking cheek clapper of my life, okay? And what came out of my ass was so goddamn nasty. It'd have choked a Ninja Turtle, and these motherfuckers live in the sewer with all the stink, but this motherfucker would have choked it. They'd have gagged on this shit. Okay, so don't trust a shower fart. All right, that is...
That sounds like just a really bad fart that happened to take place in a shower.
Well...
Because I fart in the shower all the time, and it's A-okay.
Well... Josh from Well Dadgum actually explained this, that the farticules grab and cling to the water, which makes it smell more like poop instead of a fart. And I checked. I made sure, like, is there anything I got to stomp down the drain? No, there was no poop. It was
waffles.
all farticules, and it just stayed there. It was there. After I turned the water off, it was like, it was in the steam at this point. So I just had to stew. I thought I was clean.
You
but
evaporated a fart.
You couldn't tell if you can't tell if you're clean because all you can smell at this point is fart. Like, does that fart stick on you? Is it then a part of your being, or did you wash the stank away?
There's a lot of thought that you put into this.
Yeah. So don't trust a fart in the shower, dude. That's bottom line. Don't do it. All right, my last one is I don't trust anybody that's attracted to me. Okay? Because if you're attracted to me, there's something fundamentally wrong with you.
Hey, you're an old lady.
But here's the caveat to that.
So what if they're attracted to just your personality and they tell you that? Is that okay?
I don't know. My personality is pretty cringy too. So,
Well, the fact that you just used cringy. Yes, I would agree with you. Continue.
so here's the caveat to that. You have to have complete trust in somebody that gives you a blowjob.
It's
Like,
fair.
I never understood these people that just go out and get their dick sucked by random motherfuckers. Like, I'll do some other shit before I let somebody suck my dick. Because here's the thing. These motherfuckers got your whole future in their mouth.
Your whole future.
Your whole future. In a split second, they can decide the course of your fucking life. Right? They can either bite that motherfucker off or finish you off. Like, either way, like, you're either going to be
Either
happy,
way, there's an ending happening.
yeah, or you're going to be fucked the rest of your life. Or not fucked, really, because you ain't got
Like I
pee-pee
said,
no
either
more.
way, there's going to be an ending, either happy or sad.
Yeah. So that's my top 5 of things.
So, thinking of dicks and shit getting bit off. I was reading this story about this guy who had a super rare disease where his dick just fell off.
What, just fell off?
Just fell
Did
off.
another one grow back in his
No,
place?
no, no, no. But a team
Oh.
of doctors and scientists got together and said, hey, we can regrow your dick on your arm. So they did this, and it was successful.
Is this a real story?
This is a real
I
story.
feel like I'm being bamboozled right now.
This is, at least I couldn't find anything to disprove it. Anyway, I didn't do that big of reading into it. Just shallow dive from Shorty. Fucking no. So they get this guy to grow a dick on his arm, and then COVID and all that shit happens. So he can't get the dick transplanted where it needs to go. And he's stuck there with a dick on his forearm.
I'm going to look this up. Like, can he feel it?
I don't know. I didn't read that.
Like,
far.
does he just forward fuck people?
I think it's more like a butterfly motion.
whatever.
He does the fucking chicken dance to get this bitch off.
Oh God, this is astonishing.
I just fucking
God, just hope it doesn't spread like a rash. Dicks all over the place.
look like fucking what's his name?
I
From
got
fucking,
dick for days.
this fucking guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. Fucking Davy Jones.
Oh, with
All the tentacles and
Yeah.
shit. Fucking hentai girls. Fucking worst nightmare.
All right, I'm actually gonna look this up right now. So we're gonna take a little break, and we'll be right back.
Penis. Hey Ty, if you wanted to make a podcast, how would you do it?
Spotify Podcasters app, of course, or hell, even the website.
Do they have any way you can edit audio and help with organizing your episodes?
All that and more. You can reach out to listeners and have feedback with their Q&A feature, and it distributes it to all other major places you listen to podcasts.
I just looked and they got a video podcast set up and editing tools here too.
So all you got to do is sign up at SpotifyForPodcasters.com or get the app and you're done.
Damn, it's just that easy.
Hoopty swoopty bitches, we are back. And before we get into this next new segment to let Miles shine, we are going to remind you that it is November, and November is Mental Health Month.
Mm-hmm.
So, just a quick thing. Suicide hotline number is 800-273-8255. If you don't feel comfortable with that, you can always reach out to us.
Yep.
Always. We try to make that clear. Like, no matter how much we make fun of shit and whatnot, like, we are open to this. And we love talking to fans anyway. So, we're here for you if you need us. With that being said, Miles, it's your time to shine with a new segment we're going to call Miles from the Truth.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Miles with the truth or from the truth?
From the truth.
From the truth, okay.
Yeah, play on words and shit.
I got you.
Well, it all stemmed. We were talking about different conspiracy theories.
Okay.
You know, some of the weird shit people come up with. So for the first installation here, we'll be talking about moon stuff.
Moon stuff.
Moon stuff.
And we're not talking about when I bend over and my ass is hanging out. We're talking about the actual moon here.
Yeah, the one made of cheese.
Yeah, that ancient abomination that's been watching the earth forever.
When you say it like that, it's kind of creepy.
That's my
I
point.
like it. You think
That's my point.
You think it'll pat my head while I sleep?
Probably not.
No,
Oh, damn.
no, it's gonna whisper sweet evils into your ear.
As long as somebody's watching it, I just
Thank
really
God.
want somebody standing over me while I sleep.
Weird request.
Ask your old lady.
She's sleeping.
Ask your youngest.
Dude, yeah, she probably does it and I don't know. Dude, funny story.
Shorty's gonna go to stand in the corner and she's already there with a knife.
With the knife rubbing it against her face.
Funny story. My oldest, right? When she was between 3 and 5, she would come into my room while I was sleeping and literally just stand over me. And I wake up a lot in the middle of the night. I stir, and I'd open my eyes, and she's just standing there staring at me, just fucking staring. And sometimes it was nice, and sometimes it just creeped me the fuck out.
See, so there's the caveat. So, like, when one of us decides that we're going to stand over you and watch you sleep or whatever, we got to worry about you and your old lady freaking the fuck out because we're not going to tell you. We're just going to come in the house and just fucking stand there.
That should be half the fun of it, though.
Well, do you have a gun within arm's reach of you?
No, my gun usually stays in my car.
Okay, cool beans. I'm not scared then. I can just stand there.
I do have a machete, but it's fairly out of reach. By the time I get to it, I'm gonna realize who it is, and I'm like, oh, I don't need to slice this person up.
Gotcha. All right, back to the moon. Sorry.
Yeah, back to the moon.
All good. So for this, everyone's big thing is like, oh, we've never been to the moon.
Right.
That's not where I'm going with my conspiracy here.
Okay.
My big thing is why we've never gone back to the moon. Okay. So December 1972, the Apollo 17 mission was the last time a person had stepped foot on the moon.
What year was this?
1972 was the last mission that had peoples on it.
Okay.
All right. And they go through, a lot of people think it's, a budgetary thing or a political thing because, we were in the space race against Russia.
Sure.
It raises the question, though, like, a lot of other countries develop medicines first, but we never stopped working to improve them. So why did everyone just give up going to the moon? Like, what's going on up there. You know, some people try and say all of it was fake. You know, what is his name here? Bill Casing was the initial whistleblower type deal who said it was a hoax.
Right.
He went on to say, you know, if you look at the pictures, there's no stars visible. Well, they've had professional photographers, you know, go in and break down their photos of it's all about exposure time. So because everything, you were on the moon during the day. So they kind of changed that exposure so you could see what's immediately in front of you, not the background.
Right.
It explains the no stars. You know, they talk about like lack of a blast crater. You know, well, thrusters work much differently in a vacuum. They talk about like the shadows, astronaut shadows, and the flagpoles. Most of that has been chalked up to more or less of an optical illusion of just how everything is perceived from their perspective.
Right.
You know, then we talk about like the radiation belt around the Earth. Now, this one I found interesting because I didn't think, you know, be too possible to get through that.
Enlighten me real quick. Radiation belt, is that the atmosphere?
It's part of the atmosphere,
Okay.
but it's just the band of radiation around the Earth.
Okay.
But the way it was explained, which I think is kind of neat, is fire walking. So you can walk across, you know, 4 or 5 feet of hot coals.
Right.
But as you get through it, you're not lingering. You're trying to rush through it. Minimal damage to your feet.
Right.
That was their same thought. We blast you through this thing fast enough in the right spot, you're not going to get hit with as much radiation. So I'm like, you know, that all kind of makes sense. Cool. So we've gone to the moon. I'll buy into it.
Are they saying that the moon has a radiation belt or it doesn't?
The Earth has it.
Yeah,
not the
getting
moon.
through it is harmful to us. Now, what about the people on the space station, though? Like,
The space station is not outside our atmosphere. It's below it. So it's not.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's still in orbit.
Huh.
Because if it was outside of it, it would just kind of float. It would be stationary.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Neat.
So,
I'm learning some shit.
Yeah.
you know, going with this information, cool, we've been to the moon. Why have we not gone back? What's the deal? Are we, you know, is it really just a political act, you know, just to show Russia we were the dominant power at the time? And that was it? We made it first, so they just gave up? We bullied them out of it?
It was something on the moon.
Or did we go up there and we find some shit and we're just like, hey, Russia, let's not fuck with this stuff?
Yeah, it was another fucking, like, I've read that story, like, theory, too. Like, there's something up there that, like, we saw and we were like, fuck this shit, I'm out. And that's why we only send drones and shit back.
Which goes into this. Found an article that was talking about an Air Force tactical command technician by the name of Carl Wolf. He has claimed to observe artificial structures on the dark side of the moon from images taken by the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter in 2009.
So what is the dark side of the moon? Like, I know it's probably literal sense, just the side we don't see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the side have we never seen that side of the moon? Like, doesn't the moon spin?
I think it does. It does orbit, like, as the Earth does. I believe so.
I believe so. I didn't really look into how the moon spins. Just why it's evil and we can't mess with it.
I don't know. It is weird, though, because, like, how does the moon affect our oceans? Right?
Well, that's
I know
all
there's some
based on
sciencey stuff.
That's all based on gravity. So, like, the moon has a gravitational pull. Granted, not nearly the amount that Earth has, just because based on size. So when the moon orbits the Earth, the gravitational pull from the moon pulls the sea with it. Because it is a liquid. It doesn't have, like, a solid form. So it can, ebb and flow.
It's not connected. It's
Correct.
not rooted to the
Right.
Earth. Okay.
So it gets pulled one way or the other. That way, when it sets, it's low tide. When it rises, it's high tide. Or do I have that backwards? No. Yeah. When the moon rises, it's high tide. When the moon sets, it's, low tide.
This is all weird to me. I'm not sciencey.
No. So the article continues to go on that during one of the lunar satellites that have been launched, that he observed structures which could not occur by natural means. It couldn't have been another collision with a comet or, as it's quoted here, heavenly body. But these are structures that had to be created by some form of intelligent being. Most noticeable was what looked like radar antennas coming from the dark side of the moon. I don't know how much of this is factual.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to dig a little bit more about this and about some of the pictures and footage of the lunar satellites that they've sent. A lot of it is kind of foggy.
Sure.
You know, they talk about weird things they've seen. I did stumble into that a lot of the lunar footage and pictures, a lot of that stuff got destroyed or erased.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Now,
Why and how?
well, these were back when it was all on like tapes. So the claim was they only had a set amount of tapes. They went through, and anything that wasn't essential or groundbreaking got cleared up to make room.
Did they like just record porn over it or like wedding videos?
They
'Cause that's
didn't
what
say.
happens with most VHSs.
I mean, that tracks, you know, watching a wedding and then,
Yeah,
and then back to the wedding.
yeah.
Yeah.
You got to label your tapes right, people. That's the lesson you need to learn here. All right,
fair.
but anyways, continue.
You know, so with them observing all these, you know, claimed structures and stuff, it makes you think, why didn't we go back? Is there something up there? Is there some kind of ancient alien eldritch monstrosities that we're not going to wake up?
You wanted to use Eldridge, didn't you?
Oh, so badly.
So now with like these government officials coming out and saying like aliens are real, UFOs are real and shit, like because we've gotten a lot of that lately, right?
Yeah.
So what could possibly be different from them saying that to what could be on the moon? Like, is the moon a scary thing? Is it something they just don't want us to know? Like, what do you think it is?
I mean, at the time a lot of this came out, I think people, they didn't want anybody to know what was going on. Now with them coming out and making claims like that, I think it's less of a you need to know, what do you want to know kind of thing. Because that's scary for a lot of people. Like, outside of their little world, change and weird shit's no good.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like, you know, like there is a little bit of comfort knowing or thinking that we are alone,
Have you ever thought that we were alone?
like individually or the world.
The world.
The world, no, I've never thought that.
I've never either. I think,
But I feel as if some people would find comfort in that. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's an arrogant thought.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. But it would be comforting. Like that way, there is no other threat. You know what I'm saying? Like if you lived on an island by yourself with your own tribe or whatever, and you knew nothing other than the water around you, you know, there is no outside threat to you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a very comforting thing. So, thinking the same thing about aliens and planets and shit, that's fine.
Do you want to know?
If there's life out there, yeah, that'd be cool. I'm
Like,
down.
do you want to know how close it is to us? That's my thing. I want to know what the proximity to us everything is, because I'm more the type that like, all right, ignorance is bliss, yes,
Sure.
but knowing that the possibility of something could happen, like I scare really easily, right? So I'd rather know that something could happen and it doesn't than thinking nothing's gonna happen and it does. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. You want to know it's a possibility, but you don't want it to necessarily happen.
Well, what was that bullshit a while ago that you're saying fucking, you know, if everything is possible, nothing can be impossible? Whatever. What was that
It was-
bullshit? Do you remember?
It was something like that. If you believe that nothing is possible, then is it possible for something to be impossible?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Some horse shit that you came up with.
Yeah, it just it fucking melted my brain.
Yeah, but yeah, like that. I understand that scenario. Like I understand that thought process. You know what I'm saying? Like it's if something's out there, dope. I don't scare easy. If it is a threat, okay. Like there's threats on our planet. You know what I'm saying?
And I think a lot of that, seeing the shit on the other side of the moon is a threat to us because it is scary. It is unknown. Like, there's a reason why we haven't gone down into the deepest parts of our oceans. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, there's been a few people who have gone down that far and have like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going back.
Well, and I know there's also limitations on how far we can make it presently, too.
Sure. Yeah.
Just because, under that amount of pressure just crushes everything.
Right.
Which is why we have, like, weird stuff that washes up on shore. A lot of that is just sea creatures from below the, the night zone or whatever, where if they don't have that constant pressure, they just expand and puff up and float to the surface.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild, dude. Like, some of the weirdest shit you've ever seen, dude. Like, we have aliens on this planet because we haven't identified them yet.
Right.
We don't know what the fuck they are.
Yeah, because isn't it like 80% or some shit of the ocean that we haven't seen yet?
Yeah. It's a staggering amount. So I mean, if you think about it, like, we're trying to like, and this is a conspiracy theory, but I feel like somebody, like the head of NASA, saw something in the ocean and said, "Fuck this planet," and started NASA.
I mean, that could. Very
That's a
well be
conspiracy theory. I'm on.
I would run with that absolutely.
Yeah.
Like Cthulhu's just gonna come up one day and fuck us.
I
all.
mean, you fucking see a kraken, like an actual fucking kraken. Pick your mythology, whatever. I don't give a fuck whether it be D&D, fucking Pirates of the Caribbean, or actual mythos, whatever. Like, you see a kraken, you're like, dude, fuck this place.
I'm out.
We need to get the fuck out of here. And you would think it's Cthulhu. Like, maybe the fucking, what's his name? That came up with all that
H.P.
shit.
Lovecraft.
H.P. Lovecraft. Maybe that motherfucker saw a kraken and was like, I just saw God.
There's going to be a lot of disappointed people if that's the truth.
Right?
Everyone wants the end, he rises from the ocean, splits the sky, and we all go mad.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, just Squidward.
Just Squidward. Squidward on steroids. Is there more to this conspiracy? You still got more?
As far as the why we've not been back, no. Everything else makes it just seem like it's a political or financial burden to go back.
Mm-hmm.
You can try and dig up more about, pictures of what was seen, and you'll get some fuzzy pictures or some really extravagantly altered photos.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to take it with a grain of salt. But it makes you wonder, like, what makes world powers just give up on something they were working on for years?
And so hard and threw so much money at that. That is a good point in itself.
Same thing with the oceans, dude. They got there, saw something they didn't like, and said, fuck this, to Mars! Because now everybody's trying to go to Mars. You know what I'm saying? Like, we said, fuck the moon, probably for a reason,
Yeah.
and said we need to go to Mars. Not because it's more habitable or whatever. Like, nah.
We
Like,
got tentacles in the ocean, tentacles on the moon. We're just looking for some...
something without tentacles to fuck
Yeah.
us. We're trying not to have a hentai here.
It's fair.
It's not looking good so far.
Nah, we're fucked.
Good so far.
Well, sort of like he said with the comfort thing of knowing like we're alone or maybe there is something else. I know that's one of the reasons like mannequins make people feel so uneasy.
Yeah.
There's something ingrained in like human DNA that if it looks too much like a human, but it's not.
It's a threat.
Mhm.
Which they've done studies on that saying like there was another humanoid type creature who was a predator of normal like Homo sapiens. So like that's why people get freaked out about mannequins and like silhouettes of things. Like they said it's an ingrained fear. Like all fear is based off of something that has happened. So like, over the years evolution process is like you built these biases and these fears off of something tormenting your people. That's how like, a fair amount of racism, especially in, Asia, between Mongolians and, Chinese and whatever, those guys, like it was a feared thing. Like for years, some Chinese were terrified of Mongolians because they were so bloodthirsty for, centuries. But then, finally it ended or whatever. But there's still people who still harbor that, like you fucking have people who fought in Vietnam. Like they're, I know a fair amount of people who are still like genuinely afraid of Japanese people, in Philippines and shit like that because, the Vietnamese or whatever, like they're afraid of these motherfuckers because of that. Same reason people are afraid of spiders is because a fair amount of spiders are venomous. Especially if if you check the science or whatever, like most people, the first humans came from Africa. You know what I'm saying? So like, a lot of spiders and shit in Africa are fucking poisonous.
Are they big?
Yes, they're fucking huge.
Like, how big is the biggest spider?
I think the biggest spider recorded is a camel spider.
Like the size of a small puppy.
That's a big fucking spider. I'm not afraid of spiders. That motherfucker might get me.
Nah, dude,
I
like,
might poop myself.
like I genuinely like spiders. I like them. I think they're cool as fuck. I fucking play with them and shit. I do not care. Now, there is a limit to that. There is a fucking limit. Like, I've seen tarantulas that freak me the fuck out. Because they're, like, the size of my goddamn head. And I'm not okay with that. Like, there is a limit. Like, if I know I can still squish you, I'm fine. But, like, if you're that big, nah, dog.
You might be able to fight back.
Yeah.
See, I'm not afraid of spiders, but I don't really want to hold any tarantulas or anything.
Oh, I've held a tarantula. It's fine.
I'll pass.
No go on the spiders.
So what's better for a spider, to be big and be able to see the motherfucker coming, or them little motherfuckers that'll get you when you don't know?
I'll take the little guy.
For us or the spider?
For us, like, what do you think's worse? For us, like, what's more scary to you?
A big fuck off spider that I can see.
A big fuck off spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're little and I can't see you, you leave me alone. I'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
We gold. Leave me a couple pennies for rent.
But
Eat the bugs. That's all I care about.
Aren't brown recluse, brown recluse? Aren't they like really fucking poisonous
No.
or venomous?
No. Their bites sting a lot.
Well,
It's not, and it's going to itch. But like every fucking bug bite does.
I've known two people that got bit on their side by one and had to get a portion of their stomach cut out.
Really?
Yeah. I personally know these people.
Now, see, that might just be allergic reactions, because that's,
Gotcha.
some people are allergic to, like, I've been bitten by a brown recluse, and it swelled, and it itched, but it wasn't, like, terrible, and I was fine. Now, it was sore for a while, because there is venom in it, there is some venom in there, but it's not enough to, like, cause serious harm, at least in my experience. And for the vast majority of people, like, I know, me and my friends, several of my friends have been bitten by brown recluse, and they've all had similar reactions to myself. So,
Yeah, I can't imagine what it's like to listen to our show sometimes and just be like, how the fuck did they get the spiders from the moon?
we're talking about spooky shit.
We
Yeah.
made
There might
it,
be
though.
there might be giant moon spiders.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be terrible.
It
Like
like
they're
it
building
freaks.
Be like Starship
satellites
Troopers.
and radar antennas and
Yeah.
I like Starship Troopers.
I love Starship Troopers.
That's
but,
such a good fucking
but
movie.
was it just like, here, this is what's going to happen, people. Make the best of it.
Yeah. I mean, I just, whatever.
That movie was so good, though.
It was good.
I
haven't
could
seen-
watch it today.
I haven't seen that in a long time. I need to watch it.
Watch it now.
Have you watched any of the animes of it? Or
Yeah.
the CGI movies of it?
Nah.
They're all pretty good.
Are they?
Yeah.
Huh. They look really chitty.
And it's got Doogie Howser in it. Like, you
Yeah.
can't go wrong with the Dukes.
It's funny.
That's all I'm saying.
I'll full on believe, like, we saw something spooky and we said, fuck this, I'm out. And, like, because we're already here, we're comfortable with it. We're comfortable with the shit that lays at the bottom of the ocean because it ain't coming up for any reason.
And we don't know about it.
So, like, it's kind of like that thing if you don't,
Out of sight, out of mind.
yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of ordeal. So, like, don't go looking for something you don't want to find kind of shit.
This is true.
So, like, but if we're looking for a new home, you're going to go to that neighborhood and check it out. You know what I'm saying? But then when you see a lot of fuckers with, drugs and guns and shit, you're like, hey, this is probably not a reputable neighborhood. These motherfuckers got tentacles. Fucking 8 legs and fucking weird-ass eyes.
Oh, God. Spiders with tentacles.
Oh, shit. There's an anime out there with that.
What? All right, so, like, Mass Effect, one of my favorite game series of all time.
Never played it.
Right? Yeah, well, I'm sorry for you. That's okay. I feel like they did a really awesome job of depicting what it could be. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be anything like that. Miles, did you ever play?
Nope.
No? All right. Well, I'm alone here. I want to know what your thoughts on what an alien race could look like. Would we perceive them the same, or are they just? Would they be a different matter? Like, because we're all solids, pretty much, right?
We need Jesse.
I said there's a whole sub like Reddit, Tumblr about this, talks about Earth being like space Australia because we live on a death planet
Oh yeah,
and we're slowly just like igniting ourselves by breathing oxygen.
yeah.
And it goes on. It's like we have a lot of weird shit that makes us like people. Like, what if any other alien species has none of it? They're all uniform, just for this purpose, little skinny gray guys with the big heads. Everything off the planet looks like that. We are the oddity. I think it could be something like that. Like we're the odd ducks out in the universe, and we're probably very young and unrefined. Aliens drive past Earth and see all this bullshit going on. They're like, yeah, we'll come back in another 1,000 years.
See if they got the shit right.
Well, I'm gonna hold on to the hope that there's hot green humanoids.
That's like that's where my
attractive
head is.
green ones.
Like,
Or blue.
I don't give a fuck what color they are, dude. Like, I try to convince my girlfriend to paint herself a different color. Like, just go nuts, babe. Put some body paint on. We're gonna pretend you're an alien. And I'm gonna fuck you. Gleep, glop, gloop. Put it in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I want to do.
Yeah, because I'm really gonna hold on to the fact that there are some Asarians out there.
Hell
If you
yeah.
don't know what an Asari
Yeah,
is?
yeah. Oh, I'm here for it.
It was a
Yeah.
Mass Effect thing.
Asarian? Oh, I'm thinking of Battlestar Galactica. What's the fucking race?
Cylons.
Cylons. That's what.
Hey,
I'm
I could
thinking
even deal with some Cylons as long as it's not the metal toaster kind that want to shoot.
of. No. Fuck the metal toast.
See, I think that's the other issue we have. Well, like we're predetermined to think it's like humanoid in shape.
Yeah, and
It could just be a bunch of blobs in like
Yeah,
little floaty chairs.
Sure.
It's like a 0.0000001.
Well, I mean, look at all the animals. Most of them are quadrupeds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't think of any animal who is just always bipedal.
No. Is
We
there
are
anyone?
it, dude.
I mean, gorillas and such. I mean,
They're not
like,
always bipedal.
They're
Nope.
not, but they switch between the two. Correct.
Yeah, they have the
but they're
ability to.
not.
Primarily bipedal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they are mostly they're mostly quadrupeds. So, like,
Kangaroos are tripods.
they are tripods. So, like, or is it triped?
Not
Because quadruped, is it biped or bipedal?
Bipedal. I thought.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I don't know either. That's why
I'm sleepy, so this is gonna get fucking weird. But no, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I could see more like centaur looking motherfuckers. I could buy that.
Some centaurs would be cool.
It-
What if?
Oh God, here we go. The
What if
fuckery's
these
coming.
It's not that much fuckery.
It's a
Look,
lot of fuckery.
This one might even track. What if like these mythical creatures like the centaurs and shit, those were the aliens? And we
I mean,
just
I'm
got
here for it.
centaur motherfuckers up here.
Okay,
I mean,
so
they
that
made
conversation's not where I thought it was gonna go, but continue.
Space centaurs.
space
Okay.
centaurs, exactly. I could get down with a space centaur.
Yeah.
I could drink with a space centaur.
No, I think most of like mythical creatures just stem from like poor descriptions of early travelers. We have people going out, to like the plains in Africa where we have giraffe running around. How do you explain a giraffe? I saw a horse-bodied snake-head monster.
That looked like a Libra.
Yeah,
A Libra?
Not Libra.
Leopard.
Leopard. Sorry.
yeah.
It was
So
spotted
you-
like a leopard.
So you put that together, a horse body with leopard spots and a snake for a head.
You got a chimera.
Exactly. Or
Yeah.
a giraffe.
Or a giraffe. Yeah.
I like
Well,
it.
there was this bit I was watching or whatever, and it was from the History Channel talking about like how old Greek pictures really fucked up animal descriptions. Like, you look at a horse, it looks like a retarded dog. I'm
Oh,
dead
yeah.
serious. I'm dead
It's
serious.
bad.
It's like the Greeks would have these depictions of animals, and like this is what it is. Like, and they would say it's an actual animal, and like a lion looked like a fucking turtle or some stupid shit. Like, it was fucking weird, dude. Like, all kinds of animals just did not look like what they were supposed to. And where did they come up with the descriptions? How did they do that? They could draw people just fine, or at least make them recognizable. But how the fuck do you not get that? Or is it like you said, Miles, like where they fucking, some dude was off at the African plains, like, bro, you're not going to believe this shit. And he described it, and the artist was like a bad sketch artist. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
even a bad sketch artist, but
Just
you're
following what you're told.
yeah, horse body, leopard spots, snake head.
Yeah.
Imagine describing a platypus to somebody.
Now,
What kind
see,
of monstrosity are you going to make
That right there is when God was high and was like, bro, this is going to be fucking hilarious.
Perfection. Let's give him a duck-bill, beaver tail, and poison claws.
Yeah.
Make him lay eggs.
Does he lay eggs?
Yes.
Oh,
They're one of the only mammal. The
to lay
only
eggs.
mammal to lay eggs.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah. We were 1 year for a church camp. Otto was with me. We got assigned a group, and our group color was pink. So we decided that we were going to be the pink platypi, and our motto was "Don't trust mammals that lay eggs."
It's a good motto.
It's a good motto.
It
It's
is a good
fucking
motto.
great. It's good
I
shit.
don't trust platypus. They got
I wish I
poison
still had the
claws.
fucking flag. We actually made a fucking flag. Me and Otto and a couple other people that were there. We made a fucking flag of a pink platypus, like with really like sketchy eyes.
I feel like platypus is the closest thing to Pokemon in the real world.
No, that's toddlers.
Well, that's true too.
Nobody can understand it but you. It follows you around. The only problem is you can't teach it to fight other toddlers.
That
you
would be
you
so
can
cool.
with severe repercussions.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
about that Hasbula kid? You seen this kid?
What?
Is he a kid or is he just like a midget? There's this no, seriously. There's this kid. His name is Hasbula, and there's this other kid, and they're always fighting. We gotta look it up, dude. When we get off here, we'll look up Hasbula. It's hilarious. He's like throwing legit kicks and punches at kids. He's huge in the MMA world now.
Holy shit. Does that mean like karate? Like gyms or like poke gyms?
Essentially, yeah.
Oh my god. The belts are badges, bro.
They have about 8 of them.
Oh, fuck. We just unlocked it. Holy
We just
shit.
Unlocked an achievement in life.
Yeah.
God,
I can't wait for this, fucking gym instructor. He comes up. What are you guys here for? Badges. I want this one, that one, and that one. Let's fight.
Go, Toby.
Toby, use roundhouse kick.
Yeah. You did it. All right.
And it's just a 6-year-old kid stumbling.
John, use fecal throw.
Golly.
Oh, no.
Illegal moveset. Team Rocket's here. It's fucking Child Protective Services.
Oh, I think.
They're after my Pikachu.
God.
His name is Sebastian. Let him come with us. You're a terrible parent.
I think with that, we're going to wrap it up today. Miles, you remember your part in this?
In the meantime,
In the betweens time.
Remember, you may not be able to suck your own dick, but you can blow your own mind. So expand it with knowledge. Cue the music. We out.